Hey guys, it's Helena. Some of you have asked me to do a video about addiction, and this is such a huge topic for me to cover in a few minutes, so I'm going to try and do you justice. Addictions, whether they're chemical, so drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, or whether they're behavioural addictions like gambling, overeating, sex, shopping, television, like they all change our brain chemistry. What once was an experience that created pleasure subsequently turns into pain. And the problem is our cells carry the memory of the pleasure. So our cells carry the memory and it gets grooved into our neurons. And the problem is the pain of the addiction is not enough to overcome the addiction, because the memory of the pleasure will always take over, because pleasure is more powerful than pain. Now, that's one of the best kind of breakdowns of addiction that I found, and that's from Eckhart Tolle. And, when people are partaking in addictive behavior or substances, it's really to get themselves in the present moment. That's the way they get themselves in the present moment, and they forget about everything. They forget about their troubles and everything else that's going on, and they're just really present. Now, this presence can be developed in other ways. There are, loads of ways you can do that, through meditation, through sports, through other hobbies and activities. You can create this presence to a much heightened state anyway. But one of the ways that Eckhart Tolle deals with, breaking addiction is in his clinics. What he does is he uses all the senses of the body. So he uses sound vibration, music, he uses meditation, he uses aromatherapy, colour therapy, massage, oils, like taste. He uses all of the senses. Now, he creates an experience that then overshadows the pleasure memory of the addiction. So he creates, in the person's body, he creates a higher state, a higher experience of pleasure and ecstasy than what the addiction brings. And what that does is it weakens the addiction, and he has successfully cured loads of people from different addictions. Now, Russell Brand, he used to be addicted to heroin, to acid, to sex, and he's quite open about what he was addicted to. But through the practice of yoga, he really overcame his addictions. So he's not addicted to anything other than consciousness, as far as I'm aware at the moment. He practices yoga, and the pleasure and ecstasy he gets from yoga just overrides any desire that, may even creep up towards any of his previous addictions. I find that in my experience, since I've practiced Qigong recently, and I'm not doing it religiously, it's just, when I do remember to do, I might do 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. And since I've practiced that, my actual appetite for food has just gone way, 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 way down. I mean, it's really, really powerful. I'm not talking about the hardcore martial arts Qigong. I'm talking about like the kind of more meditative, like moving meditation Qigong. So I'd really recommend that. Eckhart Tolle, I really love his quote about addiction, that he says that it's the absence of being in touch with the essential aliveness that we are. So the addiction kind of is a substitute for that aliveness, which again is the presence. Now, in his book, A New Earth, which I'd really recommend, because I found it really, for any of you that are into consciousness and spirituality and raising your awareness, then Eckhart Tolle's books are really good for that. And one method that he shares in there to break addictions that I've practiced, and I find it to be one of the most powerful things that I think I've experienced. He says, when you get the craving for addiction, to for whatever substance or behavior, when you get the urge to do that, stop, take a few really deep breaths, feel the breaths in your body, and then for a few minutes just experience the discomfort, experience the urges you're having, experience the cravings, experience how uncomfortable you're feeling, observe yourself, be the observer of your mind, because he explains that addictive behavior, it's like addiction is like a sub personality that takes you over, and it's not really who you are. So if you learn to observe that when it takes you over, just observe yourself going through that. And then take another 3 deep breaths. Now, most addictions, you'll find within those few minutes of you becoming really present in your body, that the craving would have subsided. Now, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. So this is something that, you know, you'll practice more and more. So even if after this craving you still indulge in the activity or substance or ingest, you know, whatever it is, you're more aware. When it happens again, do this again. So this is a really good way of raising your awareness, bringing yourself in the present moment and observing your mind, because you are not your mind. As your awareness grows, the addiction will weaken and eventually subside. So the more you practice this, you know, it's really, really powerful. I mean, I could talk to you about it all day, but it's something you've got to really experience. So try it out. Try out some of these things. Let me know how this works out for you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Connect with me on my social media, and if you want to know more about ILM, please click on the link click on the link below, because this is the ILM 90-day video challenge. So take care, and I'll see you soon.